Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. Good morning, Carla Marie.
Good morning, Anthony.
Thank you to everyone who has subbed and gifted bits and gifted subscriptions and used Prime to sub. I think I just saw, who else did I see real quick? Mfazio22. There was a couple others. Oh, I think I'm in the wrong spot. That's the chat. I need to be in the activity feed.
Ooh, there's a few. I see Lori Loves Nails in here today. I'm going to assume Lori came here from our raid yesterday to Young Nails.
We did have a bunch of people start following the channel from our raid of Young Nails yesterday, so shout out to them. There's actually a new feature. I didn't know this until I was at this Twitch thing on Friday last week. There's a shout out feature. So you can, and we're going to have one soon as I'm building. Carla Marie saw me yesterday tinkering all day. I'm building kind of a new look for our Twitch show. And there's a way that we can type in the chat like the name of a channel.
Yes.
And it'll pop up on the screen. You can see their profile picture and choose to follow them.
It's like kind of on YouTube when you can do that in the middle of a YouTube video as well.
But the other thing, and I started saying this during the countdown, but I didn't want anyone to miss it, whether it was on YouTube or you, Carla Marie. One of the things I realized, because in one of the breakout rooms or groups that I was a part of, we were able to talk about kind of the monetization of Twitch.
Yes.
And I brought up the fact that sometimes subscribing with Prime you kind of have to jump through hoops to do that. And I can't go into all the reasons that is a thing. But for the Twitch team, a lot of it's out of their hands.
Yeah.
But what I did find out was apparently we have a way higher ratio of people using their Prime subscriptions than almost any other creator that was there.
Wow. Because we did a how-to video.
And which we need to do another one to kind of explain the newer way, because like one or two
steps are different.
Interfaces change. Like it's the same process for the most part, but it looks a little different. But I want to say that
Oh, Sweet Eats by V just used 1,000 bits.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Dana on Long Island, 100. I don't know if you said that.
Pretty sure I got all those.
Okay,
yeah.
You scrolled up. Sorry.
I think I got Dana. And Cass in Florida, I did not get her.
200.
But when I was at that table and a lot of the other Twitch creators were talking about their channels, I brought it up, and one of the people that worked at Twitch was asking another creator what their percentage is, and I think she said like 10 to 20%.
What's ours?
50. I'm 99% sure. I could go to it now. Stream summary, I think that's where I go.
Well,
Let's see.
that's because we have a very tech-savvy audience.
I think we do, actually.
I wasn't kidding.
Oh, I thought you were being like funny.
So funny. So funny.
Oh, here. I think I found it. No, I don't know. Okay, I don't know where it is anymore. It used to be a lot easier to find.
It's a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hill from Philly who said she's here live today because she took a mental health day from work. We love to hear it. Use those sick days, America. Use them.
Let's see. We have 2 minutes left of the hype train, and this brings me to my next point. This obviously is for everyone who's watching now, but also this is important for everyone who does watch on YouTube. I had a thought, Carla Marie. Instead of posting our Twitch videos on demand right away, or the day that they come out, what if we, for YouTube specifically, we do the Twitch video, and then I can chop out a lot of the
this
live only stuff.
Yeah.
Like talking about the hype train and stuff like that. And then it all posts on either Wednesday or Friday.
I mean, sure.
Because obviously I would need
a lot of work to edit.
I would need some time to watch the videos and cut out some of the parts that are more entertaining because it's live.
Because we have less videos, we will lose our YouTube status.
Why is that?
Because we have to have X amount of hours per year viewed.
Okay.
So
we can post more videos or better videos.
Okay.
Or
well, you know what? This is a conversation to have, not live.
No, I like doing this kind of stuff.
Cardi Giacomo, thank you very much for the 300 bits. Kim from Connecticut, thank you for the 300 bits.
We have 50 seconds left to get 30% of the hype train. But if you are watching on YouTube, in the comments of this video, let us know if you want to keep things the way they are, Or maybe put some condensed videos, some highlight videos up there instead.
Liz from Gettysburg said, I don't mind the live stuff
Okay.
on YouTube. Heather on Long Island, 100 bits.
30 seconds.
Lisa,
there it
Jen.
is. There it is.
Sorry, not Lisa.
Lisa and Jen took us over the edge, along with everyone else, obviously.
That was Jen.
No, there's Lisa and Jen.
Oh, sorry. I did. I thought I was going crazy.
Heather on Long Island got us over the edge as well. So, Carla Marie, this is a quick one. Let's do the shot. And for those of you who are new to the stream, if we hit the hype train each morning, we started this basically the first show after we got let go from our radio jobs.
After we got canned.
We will take a shot.
Or turfed, as they say.
I heard that term for the first time this weekend.
But it was used by a sports person. I think it's,
sports
is it a soccer term?
You're the sports person. You should know that.
Well, we don't say that. We say released. Player got released.
All right. Thank you very much to Alicia from the 215 as well for 300 bits. Now you guys can save them all for Thursday's show.
I think we could. I saw your brother and someone else say this. We could post the show every day as we are and do a highlight reel.
I mean, we could. A little redundant.
No,
and also, I feel like that's extra work. I don't know. I think that splits the same videos.
I don't know. I see a lot of people posting extra stuff to YouTube that's not necessary, but their channels crush it.
Carla Marie?
Oh, I forgot about this part.
Hot sauce? So we are not shaking the tequila today because I left the tequila bottle in the fridge last night, so it should be chilled.
We're having Terramana Blanco.
And this is a Prairie Fire shot, which means we got tequila and hot sauce. I feel like you could put a little more hot sauce in mine.
Okay.
I want to actually, or on my arm.
Hold on, I got a thing.
Thank
you.
you.
It's on your arm.
Yeah.
For real.
There we go.
Spot.
Nothing like hot
Smell
sauce
like that
on the
forever in here.
table.
Forever. Alicia from the 215. Thank you for the 300 bits.
It's like Jersey. I should have thrown an air horn and just tossed a napkin. All right. Carla Marie, cheers to you. Cheers to our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club. And cheers to everyone who supported the stream this morning.
And cheers to the prairies of America.
To the prairies. Woo! Ooh, that was a lot of hot sauce. I asked for it, though. Go, 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 go. There you go. Can you put that over there, please? Thank you. You are really struggling, huh?
I think I need a lime.
It is better chilled. I actually didn't mind it. I did put probably a squirt too many of hot sauce in there because I am really feeling it. Plus, it's not Frank's Red Hot. It's Old Bay,
Honestly,
which is a little different.
I think that's a bit of a problem.
That it's Old Bay and not like a regular. What is the difference? Can you give me that bottle of Old Bay?
0 calories. Love to see it. Auntie Tay said, I'm still waiting for y'all to do a series of healthy juice shots in the morning instead. So am I.
Let's do it in February. Fit Feb. Another thing I was thinking about, we're going to do this live too. What if we did a You Look Great challenge in February? Because normally we start it in January when everyone starts their resolutions.
I have to do it after my Orange Theory transformation challenge.
And then, why?
Because I can't promote 2 challenges where you win money at the same time.
Oh, okay. So then once you're done with that, I guess, because one of the other problems we have when we start the You Look Great challenge using the Diet Bet app is it usually ends around Super Bowl weekend.
Always.
And it's not really the best weekend to do that because you actually want to enjoy yourself if you're having a Super Bowl party or something.
Mid-March, we'll kick it off.
No, we'll just do it right after your...
That's when it is.
We have to wait till March?
And
How long is this Orange Theory thing?
2 months. Because it's really hard to actually see a transformation in a month. And I think we should do 2 months because March, it would be mid-May, ready to go.
I don't think we can using the app. We might have to be like a partner with them.
Well, we're going to check.
We could do back-to-back ones.
No, because there's people that do 6 months on that.
Yeah, but they're like Autumn Calabrese and Sean T. They're like big fitness people who I think that get paid to do the Diet Bet app.
That's stupid.
I mean, not really.
We can't use it longer?
Huh?
We can't use their app for more time?
I don't think so. I mean, I'll double check. I'll do some research. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure.
And we're ready for Memorial Day for it to be cold.
I'm pretty sure the plebes like us, we only get a month, 4 weeks.
Listen, also, you guys can start doing your own challenge now, too. You don't have to wait.
Yeah, but no, everyone can start doing their own challenge, but it does, the community aspect of it, I think, is a lot of fun, and it motivates people, and there's a chat that goes on in there. We can probably start something in our Discord.
Just saying, you could still sign up for the Orange Theory Challenge, by the way. Locally, 2 winners will win $2,500 each.
Locally, like Western Washington?
Out of our 18 studios here.
That's
now,
pretty
other
awesome.
studios have their own thing, their own amount, and everything as well. But here, I know ours, and it's not weight loss. So it's not getting on a scale and seeing the weight. It's body fat percentage loss. So they use the in-body scan to see how much of your body is skeleton, how much is muscle, and how much is fat.
Organs.
And it's how much fat is lost. I don't think it checks your organs.
Azoric, thank you very much for the 500 bits. I want to tell everyone this right now. We appreciate all the bits and all the subs. Save them for Thursday. That way we don't struggle with the hype train like we did today.
Yeah.
We had some slim margins today. I think we had 20 seconds left before we got taken over the finish line.
All right. It's Lenny's wife's 30th birthday. So let's give her a quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
And my sister has not had her baby yet, but maybe it'll be born today. And that'll be for the babe.
That's a preemptive happy birthday for the little baby that's being popped out, because we still don't know boy or girl yet, right?
We don't know. And I
feel like at this point it probably like told her. It can speak at this
it's
point.
It's probably like, Mom.
I think it walks now.
Said to her, well, I've been yelling because this kid should have been born yesterday, because its birthday would have been 1, 2, 3, 2, 3.
Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah.
Now it's just got a regular birthday.
It didn't happen. Z100 posted a kind of graphic.
Yeah.
A meme. A meme.
I saw it everywhere after this.
On Instagram. And I guess the last day of the year this year is going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
It's 12, 31, 23.
That's crazy. 12, 31, 23. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Let's see. There was a question. Highlighted question. Oh, from Jolly Russian Buddhist, who happens to be my brother. Well, I'm going to talk about my cousin in a second, which is why I said that. Did you see an increase in subs after rating Young Nails? We did not see an increase in subs, but we did see an increase in follows.
I ain't subbing a channel I don't know nothing about. Then they got to come here.
But I will say, from where they started, because this is one of the things I love watching any creator, whether it's my cousins who own Young Nails or anyone. They took a chance on a new medium, and they said, we're just going to try this thing. We're going to put some money into it. We're going to put some effort into it. We're going to treat it like a real show, like it is really important. Even if only 20 or 30 people show up, 5 people show up for the first couple streams. And now they have 400, 500, 600 people in every stream. They're Twitch partners. They were invited to the thing that we were invited to. And the cool thing is they are doing stuff on Twitch that no one else is doing. Now, is it a niche group in terms of
doesn't matter though
nail art and nail supplies? Yes, but also both of those personalities that host, Habib and Tracy, they're just a lot of fun in general. So even if you don't like nails, you can watch them.
So Martha, who is here with us every freaking day, said it was so fun yesterday. I love painting my nails, so I stayed the whole time.
That's why we do it.
We need to go to their studio and do this with them. I need to learn more about doing nails.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be in LA in March. You're more than welcome to come.
What? When?
I think March 11th-ish.
Well, that's funny. I'm really glad you told me that, because I almost booked a Whistler trip for that weekend.
You probably shouldn't, because I told you about that.
Nope.
Going to a concert with my cousin Michelle?
No, because we were actually supposed to go to Mexico, and you said, can I go to this concert? I said, no, I think we're going to Mexico.
You never said no. Because there's only one day for the concert. So it's not like you can say, like, no, tell AFI to hold on for their one-night-only show.
If these people weren't here to have this conversation, if we held a vote, I'd still win.
You're wrong. Anyway, moving on to today's list.
Are you kidding?
We are 20 minutes in today's show, and we haven't hit anything yet. What?
We're going to Whistler that weekend. It's my birthday trip.
No, we'll go the weekend before.
No, because Steve's going to be here.
I can't.
Okay.
It's literally a one-night-only AFI show.
Well,
I'm going with my cousin. We're doing that. And then you can do your nails.
I hate you so much.
So, On the show today, Flippin' Retro is what we are going to talk about. Free the Nip versus No Nip Nation. Baby's First Reddit. New Jersey and Out and About. And obviously, you can listen to the Morning Show podcast wherever you get your podcast if you have not done so yet. Today was episode 225.
Okay.
What? Which shouted out Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My favorite American city to say. What?
I'm laughing because Lisa said, throw the flag, review the play.
I guarantee you if we were in one of those progressive commercials, I would win this debate. Throw it.
Man, I wish.
Throw the flag. We got enough cameras in this house.
I know. 707 Nails. I'm here from the Young Nails to check you out. Good morning.
What up?
Well, we're in the middle of an argument because Anthony claims I didn't say something. Almost booked a trip while he booked a trip.
Basically, Carla Marie doesn't want me to spend time with my family.
Okay.
So, who's in the wrong today? Carla Marie, why do you hate my family so much?
Okay.
Not only,
so we're
not even one side of my family. You hate both sides. Because Michelle, my cousin who I'm going to the concert with, is on one side of my family. Habib and Greg are on a different side of my family. And you don't want me to see either of them.
You better see Habib and Greg when you go there in LA.
I will.
For that weekend.
I will.
However, Young Nails is in here.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to book the trip for my actual birthday. And when Steve is here in Seattle, you are not allowed once to say, I wish I was here with Steve at Emerald City Comic Con.
So you don't want to see my friends either? Wow. So Carla Marie doesn't want me to see my best friend from college, my cousin on my mom's side, my cousin on my dad's side. Wow. Okay. I'm glad that this is coming out now.
Yeah.
It's recorded. We can throw the flag whenever we want. Throw it.
We're going to book a 2-week trip. We're going both weekends.
All right. Flippin' Retro is the first thing we are going to talk about. You ready, Carla Marie? This is your thing.
Okay.
So
I originally saw this story like 2.5 weeks ago, and it was about Gen Z and how they are trying to bring flip phones back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? Like, I didn't even read it. It was just a meme, and I was like, come on. Like, is this real? But we've talked about it. You have that dumb phone in there somewhere where it's just all you can do is call. And I kind of just, like, forgot about it. And then I came across someone else posting about this girl's Instagram reel. She's in college, and her friends all have flip phones. And this is her video explaining it.
Okay, let's see.
And
why my friends and I only take our flip phones out. We don't take our regular.
What?
Is the sound on?
Let me know if you guys heard that real quick.
First of all, I just need to say this. Meg said, I miss having a flip phone. Slamming it shut when you were angry was the best.
Perfect. They did hear it. Here we go.
Okay.
Phones out anymore because I was like the paparazzi, because we realized that every single problem that we have on a night out, everything that leads to us crying, everything that leads to us having a bad hookup, everything that leads to us having a bad time stems from our phone while we're out. One of our friends doesn't get on her phone at all when she's out, and she has a wonderful time every single time. She's always in the present moment. She always finds people, like finds friends when she's out. Like, it's just so much better of an experience. So we were like, wait, this eliminates accidental drunk posts, eliminates drunk texts, eliminates bad hookups. Like, it eliminates all of the bad things about college and brings all of the good things about a phone, which is like connecting with people and taking photos and videos. Like, the photos and videos on this are fire. And I love just calling people when I'm out. Like, the other day, my roommate was home and I was out, and I just called her because I was like, you love this song, and the song was playing, and she's like, that was literally my favorite thing that you called me. And so the dream is we're all getting flip phones, right? We're all getting flip phones that we only take out. And in our flip phones, we only have each other's flip phone numbers. And so then we, like, call each other's flip phones when we're out. Like, that's fire. That's literally fire. It's so much fun. Highly recommend. Literally everyone needs a flip phone in their life. Make the switch, fuck your phone, and get a flip.
I mean, other than listening to her speak.
Oh my God, I love her. I'm getting her on
boy.
the show, by the way.
That was something.
I'm getting her on the show. All
okay,
right,
couple points here.
Okay, this was my conversation, so
go for
points
it.
Here.
We'll start talking.
I completely agree with this concept. Like, I have said it for a long time. As someone who has made a living off of social media and being connected, I hate it.
Fire.
No, her idea is fire, yes. So I like really, I am getting behind this. The idea of I just called my friend from a club, like I do that to my sister, but I'll send her a video. I'm not really gonna do that on a flip phone. But this girl has another video. We're not gonna play it, but there's another video where she talks about how she gets her photos off of her flip phone to her iPhone, and
So she
she's
has to
like,
plug it in?
she's showing all the different dongles
Yeah.
she uses, and she's like, I'm telling you, these photos are fire, and I'm dying because this is like real, like actual focus group information. Gen Z is obsessed with low quality photos because they're so vintage. They love it. So they like all this.
Well, it was like when millennials started taking Polaroids out
Yes.
with the Instax, right?
Yes.
Instax?
Yes.
Is that what it was called? Yeah.
Sex. So it is that same idea, right? Like we started taking out Polaroids, which is a very 80s, early 90s thing. They're now doing flip phone photos, which is a very early 2000s thing. Makes total sense. We can't shit on them for doing the same thing we did. So I love the concept of, because you're not scrolling on Instagram, you're not doing any of this. You have your friends' phone numbers, and that's it. And they leave their iPhones at home, which also, though, makes me very nervous.
Why?
Because I can track friends and family on Find My iPhone if they go missing.
Yeah, but okay, so couple things that I want to talk about. Because first off, I am fully on board with the idea of ditching our smartphones and using flip phones.
Yeah.
Or like this thing. I'll show you this in a second once it turns on, because it's been off for a long time. I'm all for it. However, there's a couple things that this fine young woman does not understand about the flip phone life.
Okay.
Like number one, you can still very easily, very, very easily send embarrassing or regretful texts.
Yeah, we've been there.
You can still very, very easily have regrettable, forgettable, terrible hookups. Still. Your phone can still ruin your time. No matter what. And on top of that, the thing that she said at the end, which was pretty confusing, was when she said, and we only have each other's flip phone numbers in our phones. Whose number did she think we had in our phones back in the day?
No. So they're say there's 6 of them.
Okay.
They each have flip phones. Those are the only contacts in their phones. They don't have every guy they've ever hooked up with. So she's saying, I can't.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a bat phone. But she's saying, I can't. She's not going to be able to have those one-night stands, those mistakes. Not one-night stands. Those mistakes with like an ex because she doesn't have their number.
So she's going out of her way not to save numbers into this new phone.
Correct. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Like, iPhone is for all that problem. You can't drunk dial. Thank you, Eats and Tweets. You can't drunk dial someone that you met or an ex or whatever. You only have.
But I used to drunk dial people all the time.
But you only have your 6 friends.
Okay.
Because
that's
don't know anyone's phone number.
No.
So if you went out with 6
Gotcha.
people, that's all you got.
So let me show you this phone. Oh, it's at 97%. Man, this thing holds battery for a long time. So this is by a company called Punkt, Punkt. And this is like a fancy pants dumb phone. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Ooh, you could see yourselves in the reflection. So basically, all it has is the number pad. You can lock it if you want it. You can import your numbers on it, and you can scroll through the up and down button, and there's a dot in the middle that you can use as your enter button. And that's about it. That's all you can do. It has your phone book, a phone, and texting. That's it.
I miss my LG chocolate.
And I can use this. I can use this starting today. The LG chocolate was, without a doubt, my favorite phone.
I had the green one.
I had the mint chocolate as well.
Ugh.
I had the mint chocolate, and my friend Robbie had the white chocolate. And we got them almost on the same day without talking to one another.
Of course.
And we have the same birthday.
And you weren't texting. Camille from New Jersey said it's also limiting your ability to reach out to people you're only connected with on social media.
Yeah.
Also, Camille, if you would like me to say your name the French way, just let me know.
Why is that?
It's and Emily in Paris. Her name is Camille. But I just thought her name was Cammy the whole time until obviously I have on captions because that's how I watch everything. And her name is Camille.
Oh, so Camille? Camille. Oh, so they don't say the L's in French?
I'm not for that name.
I don't know nothing about the French language.
Camille from New Jersey.
This does look like a calculator, but it's not. This is a full full functioning
Call me.
phone. Well, it's not. I don't have my SIM card in here. So the only problem with this, for a long time, I had Verizon, and I couldn't use this because out of all the SIM cards it does not take the Verizon SIM card. But now that we are a T-Mobile household and a T-Mobile show, I can put my T-Mobile SIM card in here. Maybe I'll use it this weekend.
Huh. Well, my first iPhone, so weird. My first phone was a Kyocera, and it had an antenna. I want to get this girl on the show just so I can be like, I love you, but you still don't understand.
No.
Like, you still don't get it.
I wish I still had my LG chocolate. It's got to be somewhere. It's got to be in a box somewhere. And one of the things I'm supposed to do when I go back to New Jersey is go through my parents' attic and clear out a bunch of my stuff. Well, I'm going to. Maybe I'll find my LG chocolate there. But I don't think a lot of those phones work anymore,
No, I don't
right?
think so. There's a while where you could take your old phone. I know you could bring it to a phone store and donate it, and they would give them to domestic abuse victims.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, if their phones were connected to their husband's or boyfriend's line, they couldn't get access to them. So they would work with them to get them a new phone and get them a new phone line and give them these phones for free.
That makes sense.
So I think my family, we were doing that a lot. So I don't think we have any of them. But it's crazy. By the way, Camille from New Jersey said, you said my name the way I say it. I'm Cuban and Italian, not French. So you are now Camille moving forward.
So are Americans the only ones that say Camille? Because if
Camille is so much cuter than
Cubans,
Camille.
Italians, and the French people say
Camille.
Well, really, I mean, odds are against us in that one. So are you going to get a flip phone, Carla Marie?
We'll see what the options are.
Well,
because they're still pretty expensive.
Let's see. Let's go to T-Mobile's website right now and see what flip phones. Because I guarantee you, if we called our people at T-Mobile, we have people there. Cell phones, tablets. Okay, cell phones. Let me put this on the screen.
Is there a dumb phone option?
I'm looking. Phones. I probably just have to scroll all the way down.
Go to you have to go by price.
Oh, there's one. The Flip Go. Let's see.
But I want one that was made in 2000. 8 gigs. 8 gigs.
Well, how much could you possibly save
I
on that?
love it.
Let me block that.
Imagine like being out somewhere and you saw someone.
I'd love it. Looks like it's got a pretty nice screen too.
Oh.
What?
Marie said that's the only one T-Mobile has.
This is the only one.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how many options of flip phones do you think they really need? You know, does it even store music anymore?
Can I make it like one of those weird ringtones?
Probably, yeah.
What brand is it? TCL?
TCL, I've never. TCL makes TVs, actually. I know them from that. Yeah. So there we go. 14 hours of talk time, a 2 megapixel video capable camera. Like, imagine today even needing to say that your phone has a video capable camera. Like, that's the crazy thing to think about. At one point, you had a camera and it could not take video. It just took terrible 2 megapixel photos. And I promise you, the video capabilities on that, not great.
No. Tish said they still have iPods because I need my podcast. So if you were to go back, could you get an iPod? I have an iPod I could sell you.
I have 2, I believe, in the closet right now. But yeah, I don't know, because iPods were discontinued, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Camille from New Jersey said, I want to hear Gen Z's experience of learning how to text on these phones.
T9?
It's got to be interesting going from texting on an iPhone to texting on T9 opposed to when we had to learn T9.
Yeah.
We're going to get this girl on the show.
So when back when we were working for iHeartRadio, I had 2 phones. I had my Verizon phone and I had a T-Mobile phone through the company. And I was able for about a week. I took the SIM card out of my smartphone that had T-Mobile service and I put it in here. I'll tell you what, I sent way less text messages because every time I thought about sending a text, I was like, do I really care enough about that thing I'm thinking about right now to press that many buttons? Because it's a task.
You don't.
It is a task. What do we got in the chat, Carla Marie?
So Lisa shared this was her first phone.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It looks like a
Qualcomm.
child's phone.
Yeah. I don't even remember what my first phone was called. I do remember, I think it was a Nokia maybe, Kyocera, Nokia, something like that. And I do know that one of the big features, and this is what the guy at the mall kiosk tried to sell me on when I got my first ever cell phone. And it was the fact that, here, I need
Hold
to
on.
show,
We're just showing. This is Jen's college phone.
I need to show something on the screen, though.
This is Becky from Miami's phone.
Okay, so you'll notice Becky from Miami's phone, there's a little LED up here, right?
Oh, I see it.
So the phone that I was pitched and bought from a mall kiosk at Garden State Plaza was the fact that the highlight of it, it did everything all the phones do, but you could go into the settings and you could choose the color of the LED light. Yes, LED
Yes,
light.
because we discovered that.
That flashed when you had a notification. And you could choose between like 4 things. It was like blue, lavender, green, and red, I think, were the only options.
I think the wild part of this story is that you bought a phone from a mall
Yeah.
kiosk.
Yeah. With my mom. And I did make I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life. One of the worst decisions I made in my life was, this was in New Jersey, keep in mind, when we had just gotten a brand new area code, 551. It was like the new thing.
551.
551. You don't know anyone with a 551 number?
Oh, I guess I'll check.
You definitely do. Type in 551. I guarantee you a ton of people have it. I'll wait.
Oh, I can't do it that way. I don't.
Do you know how to look people up?
I don't type in phone numbers ever.
Just go to contacts.
Thank you.
Well, you clearly don't know what you're doing. 551.
Oh, Cubby.
Yeah, there you go. Cubby's got one. So anyway, 551 was the new area code
Oh, look at all these.
in New Jersey.
These are all like young people except for Cubby. No offense.
And when I got my first ever cell phone, I had the opportunity to get 551 Anthony.
Who are half these people?
551 Anthony would have been my phone number.
And why didn't you do it?
Because in high school, keep in mind, I was a junior in high school. The last thing I wanted to do was be like the different one. I was already different enough. And I was like, no, I just want a 201 number. I just want to be normal and have a normal 201 number. So I ended up with a 201 number, which I don't even have anymore.
Okay, so who has 551 Anthony? Let's
I don't
give
know.
him a ring.
I don't know. But if you ever find out, let me know.
What if it's someone on my phone? Let me check.
551 Anthony.
Oh, wait. 551.
Jen just said we listened to a very similar conversation on My Day Friday about me having a 551 number and 551 Anthony.
Oh my God, typing T9. Go away.
Did you call 551 Anthony?
No, I'm not calling it.
Oh.
I'm going to put it in my phone just to see if anyone I have in my phone.
I doubt it.
But could you imagine?
Nope. You know what? I should see if it's available in any other area code. Just go to that state and get the number.
And just switch.
I'm learning all about area
Tell
codes
no
now
one
anyway.
you know.
Yeah. I can't wait. One day, I am going to win the lottery or become like a multimillionaire somehow. And I'm going to change my number and I'm going to be gone. I'll give it to about, I don't know, 10 people with strict instructions that they are not allowed
to give it to
anybody else. Moving on. Oh, we're not moving on.
Kemi said the best was playing the game Snake on the Nokia phones.
Yeah.
My high school boyfriend had the Nokia phone. I didn't. Where you could play Snake, and he would let me take his phone home for the night. And then if I needed him,
You
I
would
would call
never-
his house phone, and I could play the Snake game and then give back to him the next day.
Never be able to do that these days.
No.
Oh, I had a very similar phone. So Kayla in Centralia
I
just
had-
sent this one. I had a very similar phone. This wasn't the exact one, but a very similar phone to this one. I think I had
You're not showing it.
oh, here we go. Scroll down. There we go. $8. If you have Sprint, I guess it works pretty well. You know what was really annoying about phones at the time was all the different dongles or all the different chargers you needed.
Why would you need different?
Because
chargers?
today we have basically 2 chargers for phones. You have USB-C
every time you got a new phone.
and you have
Yeah.
Lightning. But even then,
Well, that is truly the problem. It's not necessarily where we are now when it comes to wires, although everything we have does require wires nowadays. A lot of the wire junk in the world is from that era.
Yeah, because every single manufacturer had their own connection. And if you didn't have a charger for your phone and you needed one, you needed to find someone who had hopefully the same maker of your phone, not the same model, but a close enough model that it was within like the last 2 years. Otherwise, they just kept
It's crazy.
changing them up.
I mean, no one knew what they were doing. No one knew what was happening. Camille. But if you say it in French, wait. Okay, sorry.
What
So my name is pronounced Camille, but you can say it in French. Wait, so how did you say it in? So then we were wrong.
I wasn't. I was just going off of what you were saying.
You said Camille. You said that in what was it? In Cuba and Italy, they pronounce it Camille or Camille. I'm French, so I'm just gonna say it the French way.
Okay, go for it. Sunali brings up a good point. We could have one universal charger if Apple would just get on board. And
Facts.
hopefully, in the next 3 years, that will happen thanks to the European Union for saying, hey, Apple, if you don't change your charger, you're not selling your phones in our 8 countries, whatever it is.
Yeah. Lenny said the new ones have USB-C. Only to plug into the, like your phone has a USB-C here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is still Lightning. So
Yep.
this is Lightning to USB-C, where most phones now are USB-C to USB-C, which would actually be so much easier.
But with Apple products, I believe the iPad, the newest iPad,
Yes.
the iPad mini, and all their headphones all have USB-C now, right?
Not my headphones.
No? Oh, I thought they were all USB-C. Your headphones are Lightning?
My brand new are Lightning.
What a bunch of a-holes. Moving on, though. We did get into Flip and Retro, but we are going to move on to Free the Nip versus No Nip Nation. So you have to explain first, Carla
Yes.
Marie, what happened with Instagram, Facebook, and nipples.
So Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram's parent company, has a board that kind of oversees the decisions that the company makes. They are just random people assigned to this board. It's journalists, academics, and something else. I forget. So they were looking at an actual lawsuit against Facebook where it was a transgender person and a non-binary person. I don't know the full story, but they had their photos removed from Instagram because they were topless. They were like, no, you can't do that. So they put out a lawsuit against Facebook and Instagram, and the oversight board said, you need to put these photos back up, and you also need to allow women to share their nipples on social media if you are going to allow men. It's the same body part. Just because a woman's is raised more, just because a woman's is out front more most times, doesn't mean that you can't show it. So that was the thing. It's not like it's just you're going to go on Instagram saying there's going to be nipples everywhere, but that is what the oversight board told Facebook and Instagram. We are telling you, you need to free the nip.
So I might have an unpopular opinion here. I think Facebook and Instagram and all the apps just make this... Huh? What?
Everyone's saying you changed to the money screen.
I had the money screen on for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to log into the phones just in case
So
anyone
you
feels
think
like calling.
your unpopular opinion is women shouldn't show their nips?
I think just get rid of nipples in general. Not like from our bodies. Just make this easy. Make this easy for everyone. We don't have to worry about age, sexual orientation, whatever. We don't have to worry about any of it. Get rid of all of it and just say no nipples on Facebook or on these social media platforms.
And here's what you didn't hear on the podcast, because I was like, oh, Anthony, so that means that every guy on a dating app who's shirtless holding a fish can't do that anymore. And he's like, what are you talking about? He was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you're acting like men on dating apps, shirtless holding fish. And I'm like, they are.
No, they're not.
And he was like, no, they're not. I was like, how many men are you swiping on social media? So wait, this then prompted a conversation in our app with Ricky, Jake, Erica, and John, where Erica was like, Anthony, I'm going to go on Hinge right now.
Yes.
And she, within 8 minutes, found 3 shirtless men and 2 men holding fish. They weren't.
Again, I never said there weren't shirtless men on dating apps. I never said there weren't men holding fish on dating apps. I just think when you put that Venn diagram up, that middle part of shirtless men holding fish is a lot smaller than you made it sound.
No, it's Meg, not Megan. They are. I'm a single girl. They def are. No, and I'm not like, one, you don't see them. So that's and I don't see them anymore either. I would see it all the time, especially here in Washington.
Yeah, okay.
That's number one. Number two, I follow so many Instagram meme accounts that are for women that make fun of this. So it's very much like there's a whole account that is women holding their vibrators out near a lake the same way men hold fish that they caught. And it's so much my world that it was very much like, what do you mean you don't know this? Because it's so common. So back to Free the Nip.
Yes.
That means that even on dating apps, men got to keep their shirts on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
listen,
do like being able to see what's there, though.
as someone who has benefited and gotten a bunch of likes and whatnot from shirtless pictures from time to time, I'm willing to give it up. Let's just make this even. We don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about age. We don't have to worry about any of it. Whether you're breastfeeding, whether you're just putting your boobies out there, I don't care. Let's just minimize all of it. And if you remember, when Adam Levine went shirtless at the Super Bowl halftime show, I was at the very front of the line for the ban Adam Levine for showing his nipple on the Super Bowl during the Super Bowl because we banned Janet Jackson.
Right.
And Adam Levine chose to do that. Janet Jackson had her top kind of ripped off by Justin Timberlake.
Fair.
So, I've been on this train for a while. Let's just ban nipples
Okay.
from social media.
I will tell you why I disagree in a second. Wendy in Virginia said there are so many guys shirtless with fish. Dana on Long Island said, yes, men are absolutely shirtless holding fish on dating apps. Felipe from Florida said it's the majority. Lenny is learning that this is a thing. This is great. If they are, Megan, if they aren't holding a fish and they're an ex-pro baseball player, it's funny. It is very funny
Yes, you can always call in. The number is 201-305-0894.
Okay. So here's
201-305-0894.
Yeah. So here's why I think everyone should get to Free the Nip.
Why?
Because I am here for the chaos it will cause. I am ready to just sit back and just watch.
My only problem with the chaos is I feel like we're at a time when, like, things are pretty questionable when it comes to age and social media to begin with.
Yeah,
I don't know if we need to.
Well, then if you're under 18, you don't get to be on social media. End of story.
Juan, good morning. Hello.
Is the thing up?
Yeah.
Up there.
What?
That thing?
Yeah.
Hello? Well, I don't hear him.
I don't hear him either. Maybe we're not connected properly. Oh.
No, that's not on.
What is not on? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Something looks like it's
We heard the phone ringing,
No,
right?
you're right.
Thank you. Did everyone out there hear the phone ringing?
So, okay, if it doesn't work this time.
Hello.
Hello.
There
we
he
go.
is.
You there?
See?
All right, Juan,
Okay.
what are your thoughts on Free the Nip?
Okay, I am 100% with Carla Marie.
So you want more
Let-
nip?
No, you see, this is the thing. Let all nipples be free. Why not? What's the worst thing that could happen? Think about it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know that I would say that.
I mean,
But-
when you say what's
No,
the worst thing
let
that
all
can happen-
nipples be free. No, all nipples be free.
Okay. And why do you think it can be such an innocent thing?
Okay, first of all, there's a little town in, United States where the women have a march and they're like, oh, free the nipple. But in their state, there's no nipple restriction. And it's always been like this. Yes, there are some places where...
What state are we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh.
Iowa, somewhere. Listen,
Because I know in New
there are
York,
marches.
actually, in New York, you are allowed to walk topless. Because I've seen women walking
Yes.
topless in New York
Facts.
City, and it is totally legal.
Yes. Now, I do. Are all women going to go around topless? No, some will. But one, you are someone that has a teenage daughter.
Mhm.
So
yes.
a 16-year-old boy can be playing soccer with his friends in the summer
Yeah.
and have an Instagram and post a shirtless photo. As a dad
see-
to a teenage daughter, what if girls,
Great
because
question.
they're girls, started doing the same thing?
Well, technically, she's 22 now,
Oh.
and the boy is 17.
Okay.
So very fair to your
Oh,
point. Now,
But okay, so let's backtrack 6 years.
yeah.
and pretend your daughter's back to being 16, which also just saying that made me feel real weird. But
It is very weird.
But go back in time, six years
Yeah,
ago,
you
your
did.
daughter's in high school, and she's like, "Oh, did she play a sport in high school?"
Yes.
Okay, so I know for example myself, during really warm track practices, I would be sprinting with my shirt off. Now, for some women, that might not be
Comfortable.
a comfortable thing to do. But let's say your daughter is back at
Yes.
that time, and you find out she's practicing with her shirt off because we can free the
Well,
nip now.
Okay, so this is the thing that older people have that you guys don't understand.
Okay,
Everything will be the norm one day.
No, I agree with you.
true.
Like gay people, when I was young, were not the norm.
Mhm.
Now they are.
Well, being open, yeah, being open wasn't
Transgender
the norm.
people,
Yeah.
transgender people,
Mhm.
at one point were not the norm. Now they are.
I don't disagree
So
with
if
that.
we one day
If we
free the
start
nipple
now, yeah.
and we have everybody, like Carla Marie says, just let the chaos ring. It will be a year, maybe a year and a half,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then it will be the norm. And then we won't have to be like, oh my God, she's topless. Oh my God. Remember, okay, female soccer players
Mhm.
and male soccer players. When male soccer players took their shirt off, you know, and celebrated their goal, nobody cared.
Yeah,
But
true.
if a women did it, they were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they still
You
had
know.
a
And
sports
sexualized.
bra. They still had a sports bra. Mia Hamm, when she
Yeah.
ripped off her shirt in the
Yes.
World Cup, still had a sports bra on.
Right. And that would
Yes.
be like, you need that for protection. We're not saying women are going to
And
run around
she
naked.
got a lot of hate for that.
Yeah.
And there
And
were,
that's what's crazy
you know,
to me. And I'm with you, Juan, in that every generation has change. And sometimes it sucks to be in that change, right? Like, whatever your generation's thing is, it's hard to go through that. Now, there are going to be a lot of teenagers that deal with the chaos of, oh my God, I'm going through social media, I'm seeing naked boobs, but also you can just Google them on the internet and find them the
True.
same way. And a great way to get men to stop sexualizing boobs is to show them boobs.
That's fair.
Because then they're just there all the time. Again, I say this
Exactly.
as someone who doesn't have a daughter or a son or anyone that's going to have to go through this. I get that. But if we don't ever go through change, we're not going to change anything.
So what I want to do real quick, Juan, we're going to let you go. First off, thank you very much for calling us and making us part of your morning. We appreciate that very much. The second thing I'm going to do, because I just saw that Fred the Mailman jumped in the chat, which reminds me that not a lot of people know what's going on. So first off, Juan, peace out. You look great.
peace out, you look great.
And I want to recap what's going on
Yes.
right now. So we are talking about whether or not it is a good thing that this advisory board at Meta, who owns Facebook and Instagram, is thinking about removing nipple restrictions or suggesting that the company removes
Yeah, they
all nipple
suggested it.
restrictions from those platforms.
I would
Is
like-
it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
I just want to know at what point in time, right? Like, men and women were created, okay?
Yeah.
Men and women were going through life all doing the same thing, naked, running around in caves. At what point did someone be like, oh, boobs give me a boner?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, when did that change? What is that moment? Like, that's what I don't understand.
I wish I had an answer. I don't.
Come on, you're supposed to know these things.
But well, boobs, I feel like from a evolutionary standpoint, there are characteristics that we, even in our like early ape phases, right? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't. I
We
don't know
put
where-
these certain characteristics on a pedestal because they were seen as being more masculine or feminine or more motherly or protective
Yeah.
in our species. So
And that's-
being larger as a guy was more comforting for women because there was a better chance that larger man was going to protect you from whatever was out there in the world. And certain characteristics on women were seen as more motherly, which then meant you were more likely to produce children
Mhm.
and keep that species going. It still happens in the animal
Yeah.
world today.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that because women use boobs to feed babies, that there is some sort of correlation between having bigger boobs and being able
I bet.
to nurse children. Now there's not a real world difference, right?
In what?
Between boob size and nursing children.
No.
But I think that that's probably where it came from an evolutionary standpoint.
Maybe. And you were more attracted to that,
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
Tracy said, I agree, but I just don't want my daughter to be a part of this transition only because she'll have to deal with the chaos,
Yeah.
for example, the creeps. I completely agree with that.
And that's where the problem is.
I understand that, but it's not, it has to happen somewhere. And
It does.
it's not comparable, but let's go back in time when, like, definitely not comparable, but women couldn't vote. Women couldn't own homes. Women couldn't. I'm saying it's not comparable, but I'm saying there was a generation that dealt with the chaos of all of a sudden women can buy homes. Women can have bank accounts. Women could have credit cards.
I don't know if that's so. There's a couple things to think about there. Number one, with homes, bank accounts, credit cards, all of those things, take out the civil rights portion of it, right? All of those things, generally speaking, the men and the corporations that held the power still benefited from that because there was more
held the power, not the regular everyday man though, because he couldn't hold that power over a woman anymore.
The regular everyday man doesn't matter.
But for society, it did matter because women no longer needed men to have credit cards, to have homes, to have this, and the regular everyday man hated that.
Yeah, but
hated it.
The people at the top who made money off of all those things understood the benefit to that.
So there are a few people really quick saying something. Marijuana is one of them, and Tacoma Swiftie. Maybe adults can have the freedom, but if you're under 18, you can't take a topless photo, right? Post a topless photo. However, there are still now. Are we going back to? There's a 16-year-old boy who sees me, 35, almost 35, topless.
What about it?
Is that okay?
So in most countries, because there are like topless beaches almost everywhere in the world outside of here,
right?
Unless you go to Miami, in most countries it is normalized to a certain extent. But the question goes back to and Juan, when he called, he mentioned it a little bit. Yes, there's going to be chaos. You mentioned that as well, Carla Marie, and every generation has something that then becomes normalized. But and this is going to sound like a crude way of saying this. Which generation is going to sacrifice their daughters for the chaos, into the chaos, to make this happen?
No one's going to want to do that.
And I know that sounds really crude. No one wants to actually sacrifice their children. But that's the most straightforward way I could say it.
I think kids born now, right? If you're age 0 through 8 right now, you're being taught in school different ways of respecting people than anyone before you were taught. Like my nephew Michael, great nephew, he is 2. He's in preschool and he likes to hug his classmates. Now, I don't remember this being a thing when we were in school, but they're teaching him you have to ask before you hug a friend.
Yep.
Even friends, even if you know them, you can't just go hug them. You can't just go touch them. You have to say, "Can I touch you?" And they're teaching that to 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that generation is alpha? Is he alpha? I don't even know what he is.
I think they are generation. I think he is generation alpha.
Are going to handle society and humans way different than the rest of us.
Of course. And even to go to that example, I was when I was down in LA last weekend, I went out to lunch with my cousins, and my cousin Rudy has 2 small kids, and the youngest one is a boy, and he's like the happiest, most energetic kid I've probably ever seen. But every now and then he'll go around just like smacking things.
Yeah.
And in his smacking escapades, he smacked his sister's butt.
Uh-oh.
And very quickly, both his parents were like, "You don't do that. You respect other people's bodies." And the kid's 4, 3, something like that. And he's getting that.
But we never got that. And I think it's great. I absolutely think it's great.
Yeah.
That kids are being taught this. I'm very curious to see how they act when they're 15, 16. But I think it's going to be kind of refreshing. Because kids, like, my reaction is to hit.
Yeah, I know.
But that's also
You do it on the stream all the
That's
time.
very an Italian thing. A very like, my parents will walk by me and be like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to beat the crap out of my brothers growing up, but that's different.
but is Alex, your little cousin, and his sister going to beat each other up?
I think it's different. We were all boys, and we just fought.
Yeah, but brothers-
Although I guess with my cousin Christina, who is around the same age, she was only a year older than me, we used to beat the crap out of each other too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's it's also interesting. There's a difference between wrestling and roughhousing and just smacking someone's butt.
It's fair.
You know?
Life is a Hike said, I've been to beaches in Europe, and you can see the difference in maturity level here and there.
And they
It's
also
true.
drink. They drink even younger too there.
Because if you're on a beach and you see someone in Europe topless, you're like, cool. If you're here and you're like, do you see the boobs? Like, I would do the same thing if I was
Yeah.
at a beach here. I'd be like, oh my God, do you see the topless person over there? Like,
Yeah.
we're so trained in this mindset that, oh my God, boobs, boobs, boobs. It's like, they're just boobs.
Yeah.
You know what?
This isn't that kind of stream. I don't know if we're allowed to do that here.
But you would never be shirtless on the stream unless we were raising money for charity. And it was a lot of money
Yeah.
that you were getting.
I don't
you
think
wouldn't
so.
do it.
Mm-mm. No, and I'm not. I mean, listen, I've posted like shirtless pictures on Instagram.
But I haven't.
Well, yeah, you haven't. You'd be banned. And therein lies the rub, as someone would say.
I would love to post my before and after my boobs.
You could do it on Twitter.
You can.
Oh my God, there's so
Elon
many
doesn't
boobs on
care?
Twitter.
Elon doesn't care.
No, Elon, Jack Dorsey, they never cared about boobs. There's actually Lisa Ann, who's like a very famous porn star. She became famous by doing porn, but she became famous because she was the woman who pretended to be Sarah Palin when there was a whatever
Nail
the
and
video was
Palin.
called,
Nail
Nail
and
and Palin videos, as Sarah Palin was running for vice president. And the resemblance is uncanny, but she now has a podcast. I think she has a show on Sirius XM. And she's like on a mission to get porn off of Twitter.
Oh wow.
Because there's no age restrictions to who can view it. There's no barrier.
That is definitely a problem.
Every now and then you'll have a page that says like this page has mature content, and you just click yes. But it's the same thing with the internet in general.
I have to pee.
You could go to any website.
I have a
Go.
thought.
You can go to any website and say yes, I'm over 18.
Going back in topless.
Okay. Yeah, Twitter does not care at all. I have gone to pages of people that I met and learned a lot about them very quickly. Actually, one of the women that I met at the Twitch summit is a OnlyFans streamer, and she has a video on her Twitter page that shows what she does on her OnlyFans. And it was a lot, considering I just met that person like, I don't know, 2 hours prior. Let's see. Angela said, see, you know what's interesting? So Angela said, I never used Twitter, so I had no idea. I went probably a year and a half, 2 years with rarely opening Twitter, unless I had to tweet something for work at the time, like when I was at the radio station. And I found myself on Twitter more and more recently. Which cat do we have here?
None.
Which cat did you bring in? John.
He blends in with me.
He does. He blends in with the table and you.
There's the big man. Show your nips.
Show your what? Oh, nips.
John,
Do we have to blur animal nipples if we blur all nipples?
I guess so.
Because I mean, we see like animal peens all the time, and I can't just like put my peen on Instagram.
My mom is apparently in here. Don't even get her. I don't even want it because I can tell you right now I don't even agree.
Look at all the John emotes
Wait,
popping up in the stream right now.
I think what was I just gonna say before I
know.
left? And I was like, this is my thought process on it. But back in the day, to get on Facebook, you had to have a college email address.
Yeah.
Right? Social media platforms do have the ability to restrict users.
Yes.
They don't because they lose money, they lose viewers, users, all of it. You can restrict social media access by having to upload an ID to verify your age, but they don't. They 100% can do that.
They can. A couple reasons they wouldn't. Not that I don't agree with the fact that that's a fine thing to do. Number one, it increases the bar to entry, right? And what all of these companies want to do is lower the bar to entry, so it's as easy as possible to sign up and make an account.
But if they had people 18 over, you know how much less drama they'd have? With
Maybe.
their, issues.
They'd have one problem would maybe be solved. But the other thing, I actually saw a video kind of recently, maybe in the last 2-3 weeks about this. The other thing that a lot of these companies want is they want direct access to kids. Now that sounds like I'm about to start talking about lizard people and whatnot, but there is a direct benefit for their advertisers to get directly to kids. And back in the day, that wasn't a thing. Back in the day, you'd be on a channel that parents were also able to see normally. So if you were watching Nickelodeon, your mom could come in and see what was going on pretty easily. And there would be outrage if there was an ad or a product that wasn't designated for kids or appropriate for kids. That barrier's gone now.
Gone. Because you just put on their headphones.
And these companies benefit a lot from that. They benefit a lot. And early adopters are usually younger of any app. Think about Snapchat. When it first started, it was high school and college kids. Facebook, college kids. Twitter, high school and college kids. It doesn't benefit the companies, and they're not going to do it if it doesn't benefit them.
I did see someone say fake IDs exist. Yeah, they do.
Also that too.
But they also got into strip clubs with that. So I never had a fake ID. I never did.
I never used a fake ID to get into a strip club.
But you had one.
I did, and it got taken away at Cryans in South Orange, New Jersey, and they closed, and I'm happy because they took my ID.
Well, I think
even though they were just doing their job.
And you would never have to post your ID to a platform, but for the world to see. But there are things you need to scan IDs to be a part of. So I think that doing that on the back end of a secure social media thing it's gonna happen eventually. We are going to get there in our lifetime.
So the other part, and I forgot, I'm glad you kept it going, because you talked about the Louisiana law that's going to go into effect that you need to enter your ID to view porn, basically, right?
And they can't save your information though.
So, but here's the problem: it's twofold. Number one, you can get a VPN and just tell your computer that you're not in Louisiana anymore, and the problem should be solved. Second problem is then you have to trust that someone at that company is not saving your information, because you're talking about something. If it was just Instagram, it's not as big of a deal, right? If Instagram was taking your ID to make sure you're 18 for your account, not as big of a deal. But as you log in to a porn website, there is a level of, I don't want to call it embarrassment, but privacy that you expect.
Right. You would be giving your ID to Facebook and Instagram to publicly use the platform. Where if you're using it on a porn website, you're doing that to secretly use the platform.
And you're now attaching your actual legal ID
to your searches,
to everything that you're watching.
I would pay to see people's searches.
So, and exactly. That's no. And I'm not saying, first off, you'd never be able to afford paying what that would cost. But I guarantee you, there are political donors, there are governments that could pay millions and millions and millions of dollars for that information to ruin people's lives and take down their opponents. So that's why I don't think it'll ever actually happen.
Listen, watch whatever you want as long as it's adult and...
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying you should be embarrassed. I'm just saying there's the level of privacy.
But all these politicians that are trying to be high, Christianity, blah, 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 this, respect this. You're probably the ones that are putting your ID in Louisiana to watch all this stuff. And
I think
those
all
are
of them
people
are.
That piss me. I know.
I think
I'm just
all of them
saying, for the sake of this conversation, they all are. But the ones that people will want to catch are the ones that are trying to set these laws. But they're the one
Yeah, but I don't think it would matter, because what we've learned more recently is someone like Herschel Walker, who talks about raising his kids.
There was no proof. There was literally
there was proof. There was no proof of the abortions, but there was proof that he had kids that he didn't support during their whole lives.
Because women came out and said they didn't. No one believed his supporters didn't believe them.
No, his own kid came out and said it.
And I don't think anyone believed them. I did. But I think if you have physical, like, here's their ID, here's what they
Yeah.
searched.
It's definitely a more direct path, and then
Just
we'll
saying.
see. Next thing we got to talk about New Jersey
Oh, God.
/ out and about.
Wait,
Now,
you skipped Baby's First Reddit.
oh, baby's first Reddit. This is crazy considering how many social media platforms I've used in my life without needing an ID. But how many social media platforms I've used, and I've been on Reddit before. I've been sent Reddit threads.
Yeah.
I posted my first Reddit. We now have a Carla Marie and Anthony Reddit, by the way.
What'd you write?
We have a user account that says Carla Marie and Anthony. So I'm trying to learn all of these new things. Thank you for the hydration reminder, Lenny.
I'm empty.
And that's one of the things I'm trying to learn, how to use channel points to do different things on our stream.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's going to be a way that you can change the lights behind us, have things pop up on the screen.
Cool,
You can
cool.
even probably change, my goal is that you can change the logo color on the screen
Ooh.
or the background, all these different things you can do with channel points. But it's a very detailed, nuanced process to get all these things working. And there's a program I use now, or a service called StreamerBot. Just have to look it up because it's actually on my desktop right now. And there's a lot you could do in StreamerBot, but I had a question as to how I could like do a very specific action. So I went onto Reddit. I was like, let me see if they have a StreamerBot Reddit thread. They do. There's only 100 people in it and are following the account. So I posted my exact question in the StreamerBot account, and so far 2 people have responded.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, man, Reddit is so cool, and
Reddit
I'm
is
going to
cool.
waste all my time on this
Yeah,
app.
It is pretty cool.
And I was actually just telling my cousin Rudy, who I was with in LA, because we were talking about Reddit, and I was like, I actually uninstalled Reddit because I spent so much time reading these very detail-oriented history threads, and now I'm fully in it again.
The Orange Theory Reddit is quite the scandal because people
that?
in New Zealand and Australia who do Orange Theory
Mhm.
will post that day's workout.
Okay, and
So
what's wrong with that?
So today is Tuesday, right? Everyone who takes Orange Theory on Tuesday, January 24th, will take the same class for the most part, right? There are a little bit different variations, but everyone will take the same class, which is actually super cool for me because I can message Erica Shea
Mhm.
and Colleen and be like, this is the class, or they would be like, this is the class. It's so good. Oh, remember this move? Like, I love that we have that
And you
connection.
can compare how you did and
It's
stuff
great.
like that. Yeah.
But New Zealand and Australia will post, there's someone that will post the exact workout down to the how many jumps, how many whatever you have to do.
And the OTF people don't like that?
Because then people will look at it and be like, oh, there's burpees. I'm not going today. And it's like, you know what? Then you didn't care about working out if that's what you thought. Oh, there's an incline.
Maybe just hate burpees.
You can also just go and not do them.
Yeah.
Or not,
Yeah.
literally, they're not going to kick you out of class because you didn't do the burpee. Like, that's not how it works.
So that's kind of, I didn't know that about Orange Theory. So it's kind of like, I don't want to compare it to CrossFit, but CrossFit, like you're basically doing everyone's doing the same workout.
In the whole CrossFit world.
I'm pretty sure it's your WOD, it's your workout of the day.
Even if you have different CrossFit companies.
Well, to be CrossFit, you have to like be part of the franchise.
You know what I
think.
just learned yesterday?
What?
The term in CrossFit world, the RX. Have you heard this? If you do the workout RX,
No.
it means you do it as prescribed. You don't do any
No modifications?
no modifications or anything. Like if it says this amount of weight, you do it that way. You're doing it like RX. And I have our neighbor who we're besties now said something to me. I was like, wait, what? I don't even know what that means. And she was telling me because she's like,
I didn't know that at all. I've not dove into the CrossFit world at all. I did like one class, and that was it.
mean,
When
yeah,
I was
I've
doing
never-
Workout Wednesday.
She very much she does it. She like needs that kind of work. She's like, I need this kind of workout. She's like, but I hate the whole world of it. Like,
Let's see. Prenalic? Oh, Prairie. See, I don't know what that is, but each CrossFit comes with their own workouts. There are special workouts that we programmed at all gyms at the same time, but that's not the norm. Okay. So sometimes everyone does the same workout days at CrossFit, but not every day. And then Tacoma Swifty asked you a question, Carla Marie.
Yep.
How is this different than Barry's that you used to do?
Barry's the instructor does the whole work. Like they come up with the whole workout. And it's at Barry's. I think it was like Tuesday is arms, Wednesday is legs. Like it would be something like that.
But each instructor's class could be different
Completely
for arms,
different.
legs, butt,
Sometimes
whatever.
I would notice there would be like one specific move that would almost like travel throughout the week, where I think it was for people to be able to see how they changed. But what Orange Theory started doing sometime last year, which I think is really cool, like for example, there was a workout on January 4th of this year, and it repeated on the 20th. So you would see on January 4th,
Yeah, why?
how you would doing that same type of workout on the 20th. Can you lift
That's
heavier
cool.
weights? Can you run faster? Can you do a longer row? Whatever it was. And I love that they do that because it's like, how did I do last time we did this?
Yeah, the benchmarks, being able to set benchmarks and try to tackle them.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about actually working out is I have a routine, and ever since I started tracking everything, it's been a game changer. When I track it, I can say, oh, well, I did 3 sets of 10 last week.
Yep.
Can I do 3 sets of 11, or can I do 3 sets of 10 with less rest and the same weight? Can I do 3 sets of 10 with more weight? Either way, either one of those 3 examples, can I increase my intensity from the last time I did this exact workout?
And I think that's super important to be able to do. And like I have this whole part of my Orange Theory app that shows all of my challenges.
Tracy YC said, I love Orange Theory.
And I can click into it and see how I did on each thing. But it's cool.
Last thing on the list before we get out of here, New Jersey versus being out and about. So these are 2 similar but different things. We are going to be doing the stream from New Jersey for the next couple days. I'll be back here in Seattle pretty quickly. But Carla Marie hopefully will be back in Seattle hanging out with a new baby.
Seattle.
In New Jersey hanging out with a new baby. As long as your sister pops this thing out.
Yes. Ideally, when I'm streaming from my sister's house next week.
Yeah.
Because it ain't happening this week. I'm going to end up staying with my parents at this point. I asked her, I was like, do you care if I put your baby on the stream? She's like, no, it's fine. I was like, can I wear it and do
the thing that the celebrities do and just have like the back of the head? Don't show the actual baby.
She doesn't care.
Okay.
But I'm going to wear the baby, I think, and do the stream.
And,
Is it weird if I wear the baby and take a shot?
Probably. A baby Bjorn, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm totes going to wear it.
So we're going to be using a different setup. Hopefully everything that I've been working on for the past like 3 weeks actually works. And the first time you'll see that, hopefully, is Thursday. What you doing?
This dummy is chewing on the door stopper.
That's fine. And then the other thing is we are going to be out and about in Seattle at least 3. Well, within the next 2 months between February and March, with Carnival of Cocktails would be the 4th.
Okay, first of all, I don't know what date you just said. It's April 1st.
Oh, it's April? I thought it was March.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like the day after March. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway.
So
in February, we've got 3 events.
Yeah, February 13th, I have a really cool Galentine's Day event at the top of the Skyview Observatory. It's like the view is sick. All the information is in our newsletter today. If you didn't get that, we'll be posting links. You can DM us. It's with Seattle Cocktail Club. And then Anthony has a whiskey tasting event that same week.
Day after Valentine's Day.
That's also really cool. And then end of February, I have my free workout with Orange Theory. And that's to raise money for American Heart Association. But the donation is not required whatsoever. You can just sign up for the class, come work out with us. It'll be a good time.
So if you did get our email this morning, make sure you check your email to make sure if you've signed up, if it got there. If you didn't, you can email us, hello@carlamarieandanthony.com. We can send it to you and make sure you're signed up for the newsletter, make sure there's no issues there. All of the dates are in there, especially for February. All those February dates are in there. And for the rest of the shows, I'll have a little graphic that says where we're going to be.
Yeah, sorry for all the New Jersey and everywhere else people.
Yeah, but if you're visiting, maybe you can hang out.
Yeah.
And hopefully this year we'll be doing things around the area.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Also, Panic at the Disco has announced a split. We'll talk about it probably in the morning show podcast.
Yeah, interesting thing though with Panic at the Disco, they haven't been, it's just been Brandon Urie. Like the original band doesn't exist. He just replaces pieces that he needs in the band, as far as I understand.
Panic fans, I've been through this.
How so?
Fall Out Boy.
Well, they took like a break, right?
2008. I thought my world was ending.
Book your hotel rooms early for what? What are we booking hotel rooms for?
I'm not sure, but just
Oh,
do
but
it.
I think that's just to me in general because I book at the last second.
Oh,
But thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back on Thursday, 2 different places, but hopefully this all works and looks good. Thank you for hanging out with us. Carla Marie, any last words?
peace out, Cub Scouts. Love you, chicken nuggets.
Peace.